One of the Menendez brothers has spoken out against Ryan Murphy's new Netflix series.
The Menendez brothers have been disappointed in the representation. What do you say to their backlash?
I think it's interesting that he's issued a statement without having seen the show.
Netflix viewers are outraged by the storyline in Ryan Murphy's new true crime series.
We had an obligation to show all of that, and we did.
Relatives of the brothers, who run Lyle Menendez's Facebook page, describe the notion that they were lovers as the height of pure evil.
Ryan Murphy is happy to take credit for the possible release of the Menendez brothers, but that doesn't mean that he's a fan of them. And in a statement, he actually called them disgusting. So let's get into it. This feud between Ryan Murphy and the Menendez brothers is heating up, and if I was Ryan, I would be worried because these brothers might be out soon. As you guys probably know, Ryan Murphy has put out a series about the Menendez brothers, which has sparked a lot of conversation. So much conversation that the Menendez brothers might see freedom because this case has opened up so many doors that people are questioning why they're still locked up when their father was such a monster himself. Ryan said, "We had an obligation to so many people, not just Eric and Lyle." He wanted to make sure he told this story to honor everyone, yet not everyone is happy. He said, "But that's what I find so fascinating. They're playing the victim card right now. Poor, pitiful us," which I find disgusting. It's interesting that Ryan is using language like disgusting because there's a lot of people who are using that same language to describe him. I don't have a personal take just yet. I'm just going to give you guys all the information. Ryan insisted that he and his co-creator Ian Brennan 100% delivered a product they were proud of, telling the publication that they set out to do exactly what they wanted to. And while Ryan is happy with this series, the Menendez brothers are not, and I don't think their family is either, but this is what Ryan has to say in response.
The Menendez brothers have been disappointed in the representation. What do you say to their backlash?
I have many things to say about that. I think it's interesting that he's issued a statement without having seen the show. It's really, really hard if it's your life to see your life up on screen. The thing that I find interesting that he doesn't mention in his quote is if you watch the show, I would say 60 to 65% of our show in the scripts and in the film form center around the and what they claim happened to them. And we do it very carefully, and we give them their day in court, and they talk openly about it.
If you guys have not seen this series, it's difficult to watch because these brothers really went through it at the hands of their father, a man who exploited them, physically touched them, did this to other people as well. Despite that, Ryan says, "I'll tell you my thoughts about the Menendez brothers. The Menendez brothers should be sending me flowers. They haven't had so much attention in 30 years, and it's gotten the attention of not only this country, but all over the world. There's sort of an outpouring of interest in their lives and in the case. I know for a fact that many people have offered to help them because of the interest of my show and what we did." So it looks like he's going to take credit for them potentially getting out of prison, which, I mean, if they don't like the series, sure. But if this series led to you getting out of prison, I would say in that regard, they could probably go and send some flowers to Ryan Murphy. Because if I was in their position, I got out of prison because of a Netflix series, I mean, I would take anything and take any criticism, any depiction, whatever you want, just so I don't have to eat that prison food.
In this age where people can really talk about sexual abuse, talking about it and writing about all points of view can be controversial. It's a Rashomon kind of approach where there were 4 people involved in that. 2 of them are dead. What about the parents? We had an obligation as storytellers to also try and put in their perspective based on our research, which we did.
People have been outspoken about this romantic relationship between the brothers.
If you watch the show, what the show is doing is presenting the points of view and theories from so many people who were involved in the case. Dominic Dunn wrote several articles talking about that theory. We are presenting his point of view just as we present Leslie Abramson's point of view. And we had an obligation to show all of that, and we did.
So imagine this, you're out grabbing a coffee, maybe running a quick errand, and then out of nowhere, bam, you're in a car accident and now you've got medical bills adding up like a bad to-do list. And no surprise, the insurance company is giving you the runaround. It's like, really, can I catch a break? Sadly, this happens way too often. You've got these firms that promise you the world and leave you buried in paperwork and stuck with those low ball settlements. That's not right, but it doesn't have to be your story. Enter Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. These guys are like the Avengers of legal help. With over 1,000 attorneys and offices in each state, they've got the muscle to take on big insurance companies and fight for you. And let me tell you, they don't mess around. Just this year, they locked in a $26 million settlement in Philly, 40 times the insurance offer. So clearly Morgan & Morgan is the firm you want fighting for you. Plus, it's super easy, no appointments, no stuffy meetings. You could submit everything they need right on your phone, and it doesn't cost you a dime unless you win. So if you've been injured or you know somebody, don't wait. You can go to forthepeople.com/Sloan, or you could check out my link in the description below. Remember, it's all free unless you win. Morgan & Morgan has your back because they're for the people. Thank you for sponsoring this video and enjoy. Now, Lyle and Eric, the real Lyle and Eric, are currently serving life in prison. Eric previously shared a statement slamming Ryan Murphy's television series. Ryan said, "There's no world in which we live in which the Menendez brothers or their wives or their lawyers would say, you know what, that was a wonderful, accurate depiction of our clients. That was never going to happen, and I wasn't interested in that happening. The thing that the Menendez brothers and their people neglect is that we were telling a story that was a very broad canvas." So something where they had somewhat of creative freedom.
Netflix viewers are outraged by the storyline in Ryan Murphy's new true crime series. Ryan Murphy, who created Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story which received critical acclaim in 2022, is now receiving backlash for his latest true crime recreation. In particular, one aspect of the show that has divided fans is the apparent inclusion of an incestuous relationship between Eric and Lyle. In episode 2 of the series, Lyle can be seen kissing his brother on the lips while the pair discuss their parents' will. So what is the truth? While appearing in court in 1994, Lyle did admit to sexually assaulting Eric when the pair were younger, claiming he'd learned to do so from his father. Relatives of the brothers, who run Lyle Menendez's Facebook page, describe the notion that they were lovers as the height of pure evil.
I have to say, as a viewer of this series, I kind of get that vibe that they do have that kind of ancestral relationship. So I could see why they're really grossed out by this, because everyone thinks that they're lovers. Ryan said, "I also think that two things can be true at the same time. I think that they could have killed their parents and also have been harmed. They could have been an ambiguous moral character as young people and be rehabilitated now. So I think that that story is complicated." Despite the ongoing discourse, Ryan said that he's thrilled with the reaction to the series, I'm sure, because it's doing numbers. He also praises the two lead actors, saying that they're more empathetic to the Menendez brothers than Ryan is. It seems like Ryan's so done with it, he's like, I'm ready to move on to American Horror Story. But he's not going to be able to run off to his next series so soon, especially with this case being reopened. Ryan is giving himself a pat on the back after the recent Menendez brothers news. It was announced last week, which we covered on my TikTok. Definitely go and check it out at Sloan Hooks. I've been trying really hard on it, but it looks like they're going to consider new evidence in a court hearing for the brothers, and they might get out. He said, "We gave them their moment in the court of public opinion. Basically, we did give them a platform," which I kind of agree with this. He also predicted the brothers would be released from prison soon, saying, "I think they can be out by Christmas." I really believe that. Both of the brothers were sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, and honestly, their lawyer really did her big one, because if not, they probably would have been sentenced to death, which means they wouldn't have had this opportunity. The LA District Attorney revealed that we've been given evidence, a photocopy of a letter that allegedly was sent by one of the brothers, I believe Eric, to a cousin. In that letter, he shared how his father had been harming him. We also have evidence that was provided by the defense, by his lawyers, and one of the members of the Window band that alleged that he was touched by Jose, their father.
After more than 3 decades, new evidence means that the Menendez brothers' murder case is being looked into again. New evidence submitted by the brothers, who claim that they were sexually abused by their father and that they acted in self-defense, means that the case is being reviewed. Their first trial ended in a hung jury because of these abuse claims, but these were mostly withheld in the second one. The most senior prosecutor in LA County, George Gascon, said his office had a lot of calls after the release of the Netflix series about the two brothers. And Kim Kardashian commented too, saying they are not monsters, they are kind, intelligent, honest men. In the review, they'll look at the 1988 letter from Eric Menendez to his cousin, which reportedly appears to mention his father's abuse. But Gascon emphasises that none of this information has been confirmed, and they're not saying that there was anything wrong with the original trial.
As we covered recently, one of the famous faces calling for the release of these brothers is Kim Kardashian, who starred in Ryan's series, The American Horror Story, which makes me question if they're on the same page. She writes, "We're all products of our experiences. They shape who we were, who we are, and who we will be. Physiologically and psychologically, time changes us, and I doubt anyone who would claim to be the same person they were when they're 18. I know I'm not. not. You think you know the story of Lyle and Eric? I certainly thought I did. Now, because there are these recent revelations, some people are asking Ryan, would you make some more episodes to kind of follow up this story? He goes on to say he's not planning another season, but he's open to creating a few new episodes under one condition. He said, I think it would be interesting to do this if these two actors, the original who appeared in the series, agreed to do it. Maybe 1 or 2 episodes that continue this story. He goes on to say that this new evidence given to the district attorney continues this story, and I think he really enjoyed working with the two main actors, so I think that's part of the reason why he would go and continue this. I mean, it would be kind of interesting to see a scene where we go back in time to where he wrote this letter so that they could, like, you know, refer to this piece of evidence and how it's coming into play. Ryan said in the interview the goal of the show wasn't to create advocacy for the brothers, saying, I believe in justice, but I don't believe in being part of that machine. That's not my job. My job as an artist is to tell perspective in a particular story. I feel like we've done that, but I wish them well.
One of the Menendez brothers has spoken out against Ryan Murphy's new Netflix series. 53-year-old Eric Menendez, who is currently serving a life sentence in prison with his brother Lyle, has called Ryan Murphy's new Monster series a dishonest portrayal. On Friday, 20th September, Eric released a statement via his wife Tammy's X account. He wrote, "It is with a heavy heart that I say, I believe Ryan Murphy cannot be this naive and inaccurate about the facts of our lives so as to do this without bad intent." In his statement, Eric added, "It is sad for me to know that Netflix's dishonest portrayal of the tragedies surrounding our crime have taken the painful truths several steps backward, back through time to an era when the prosecution built a narrative on a belief system that males were not abused." He then accused Ryan Murphy of shaping his horrible narrative through vile and appalling character portrayals of Lyle and of me and disheartening slander. Is the truth not enough?
Now, I do respect the brothers' decision on not liking this series. I think they're entitled to that, but I think they also must acknowledge that if they get freedom, then this series is a big part of that. They wouldn't have gotten it if they did not have this story told. I mean, I didn't know about this story before the series, so I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Let's go ahead and open this P.O. Box package item. It looks like it's from Matcha, y'all, which I love matcha. It also looks like they are based in Austin, Texas, which I definitely want to go and check that out. I've never been to Austin, Texas before, but I've heard good things. Actually, you know what city I really love is Asheville, North Carolina. Shout out to Asheville, North Carolina. I know you guys are going through it right now, and I love that city. I just love everything about it, so I'm really upset about that. I actually was planning on going this year, but I'm not going to be going anymore because it's like wiped off the map. Oh my gosh, so cute. I could already see there's a hat, which obsessed. I love it. Okay, let me see if there's a note in here. Wow, I love the design. Okay. Howdy, Sloan. Our matcha latte blend has organic matcha, lion's mane mushroom for a jitter-free pick-me-up. We hope you love it. From matcha, y'all. Oh, I love this. I just went to the Casey Musgraves concert, so I'm definitely in my country mood. And we've got this matcha right here, which I'm actually totally gonna make this tomorrow morning. Like, you mix a little of this, you blend it with some water, and it looks like there's about 30 milligrams of caffeine, which is great because I'm on my caffeine kick right now. And it looks like we got some really cute stickers. I love this branding. Definitely go and check out matcha, y'all. Wow, I love this. Thank you so much, matcha, y'all. I appreciate you sending this to my PO box. If you guys want to send me anything, my address is listed below. But thank you, matcha, y'all. Look at this. I wish I had this in this whole video. The hat is so cute. I love it. And the stickers, I mean, look at that. I think we all can appreciate a little bit of country music right now. It seems like all the music is going country, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, thank you, matcha, y'all. And I want to hear your comments below. If they do get free, I would love to see some extra videos. Or extra episodes. I just think that it would be really fascinating because it is like, you know, how often does a series result in real life implications? Not too often. And if you guys have any other video ideas for me, here's my email. But until next time, I'll see you in a video soon. Bye, guys.